الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم مثل الذين ينفقون أموالهم في سبيل الله كمثل حبة أنبتت سبع سنابل في كل سنبلة مئة حبة والله يضاعف لمن يشاء والله واسع عليم. The example of those who spend their wealth in the cause of Allah is that of a grain that sprouts into 7 ears, each bearing 100 grains. And Allah multiplies the reward even more to whoever He wills, for Allah is all bountiful, all knowing. الذين ينفقون أموالهم في سبيل الله ثم لا يتبعون ما أنفقوا منا ولا عسى لهم أجرهم عند ربهم ولا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. Those who spend their wealth in the cause of Allah and do not follow their charity with reminders of their generosity or hurtful words, they will get the reward from their Lord, and there will be no fear for them, nor will they grieve. قول معروفا ومغفرة خير من صدقة يتبعها أذى الله غني حليم. Kind words and forgiveness are better than charity, followed by injury, and Allah is self-sufficient, most forbearing.
Now the Sunday school kids will recite a nasheed, mashallah.
Oh boy! Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alif Bata Sajim Ha Daza Rozan Sisi Sod Gotoza Ein Gain Fako Laf Lam Mim Nun Bauha Lam Alif Hamzaya. Alif Bata Sajim Ha Daza Rozan Sisi Sod Gotoza Ein Gain Fako Laf Lam Mim Nun Bauha Lam Alif Hamzaya. Alif Bata Sajim Ha Daza Rozan Sisi Sod Gotoza Ein Gain Fako Laf Lam Mim Nun Bauha Lam Alif Hamzaya. Muharram, Rabiul Awwal, Rabiul Thani, these are the months and Islam.
Jazakallah. Jazakallah khair.
Inshallah, we will now have Brother Faisal come in and then provide the current state of the masjid.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much for coming. And you can tell why we need this occasion to collect the money, because it's self-evident here what's going on, because obviously we have outgrown this space from the very first year we were in here. So again, thank you. And just to give you a little background, we started our fourth year over here. We started in 2019 April, and even in the first year, we knew that this place is not going to be enough for us. And the COVID kind of was a relief and a pressure valve, release valve here. But since then, we're back to normal now, and we're facing this issue. So what we did is last year we stood here and said to you that we're looking for land to build a building, and that was our mission. And we also said the state of the masjid is, alhamdulillah, very strong. We don't owe any money to anybody. We own the masjid, and people are happy coming here. Jummah is about 150 people. When we first started, we thought we'll have about 15, 20 people. So we've gone leaps and bounds, and so everything is going okay, but we hit a stumbling block because, as you know, we live in an affluent town, Andover, and the prices are extremely high of real estate. That's one issue. Second issue is, which you cannot solve even with the money, there's hardly any land over here. Not much land left in our town. And for example, a few acres, they want about $6-7 million. So it's becoming almost very hard to find something here. Inshallah, it's Allah's house and He'll make it happen. But in the meantime, what we did last year after the Ramadan, we did a survey of our guests, Allah's guests, and we asked them what they think, how the Ramadan went. And most of the things were excellent, cleanliness, food, courtesy, welcoming, but we hit a stumbling block with two issues: bathrooms and kids' noise. Bathrooms are kind of out of control from our point of view because we share the bathroom with other tenants, and it's outside. And kids, without kids, I think masjid shouldn't be allowed to function without kids. And we welcome kids here. On the other side, it distracts people from worshiping, especially the Tarawih night and Jummah time. Kids are playing, and you can't blame them because there's no space here for kids to hang out. We cannot even do babysitting. So we want kids to tell their mom and dad, we want to go to Andover Islamic Center. It's a lot of fun there. And if you keep telling them off and not running, then it doesn't work that way. It's a paradox here. We're doing the opposite of what we want. So in the meantime, we came across. You can see the accomplishment. I've just gone through it. In the meantime, we have come across fifth floor, all of the floor on the fifth manzil, you call it, even in Arabic or Urdu. Fifth floor on the fifth story. It's all the floor from one length of the building to the other. It's about 6,000 square foot, and we had an agreement with him Last week we sat down and agreed a price, and that's why you guys are here. We've done our job, so we would like you to come and join us and it's a history-making night for us and for you guys who come here regularly to open an account with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and help build a building. And maybe we won't need a land. Maybe we'll keep chipping away in this building and buy each floor every year. Maybe that will work out the best. You know, it's a feasible option here. So let's go and make this happen tonight. And this is the floor plan we're talking about. We took a tour upstairs on Friday and today, and everybody loved it, including our guest speaker, Imam. He said that you don't need to go outside. You have it here, and you outgrow that, inshallah, next year, you come to the third or second floor, right? So as I said, we'll keep chipping away. So we're going to open up the whole floor. We're going to make Sunday school, classrooms. We're going to make storage room. We're going to make a kitchen. We have 2 bathrooms there for the 5th floor. The elevator, if people who haven't been there, elevator goes right into the 5th floor. And we'll make a foyer. We'll make a kitchen. There are bathrooms, ladies, and we'll make a wudu station and make a big hall, conference room, classes, Imam's office. Imam, you should stay here now. There'll be an office for you. All right. So we'll have all the necessary functional building there, the floor there. This we were talking about leaving it for Musalla, but there's some discussion about switching it, making this as the classes and upstairs as Musalla. So whatever works out. First step is to secure the building. Our closing date is May 18th. And so please help us, and Imam will do his job. I just wanted to give you a background that we're doing good either way, but we need to accommodate our community here. We need to make place for them. People who've been here at this Tarawih knows kids make a lot of noise, and no point blaming the kids. They are just being kids, and that's what they're supposed to do. So make this happen for kids and for the community. Inshallah, when you come here, the guests over here next year, you'll see a 5th floor, inshallah. Jazakallah khair.
Use that microphone better. Use that microphone.
I didn't say that.
Assalamu alaikum. I trust this microphone more than that because you Tarawih with this every day. Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah for coming. As you all know that tonight is the annual fundraising for AIC and the Islamic Center. And this is happening in the blessed month of Ramadan, where every deed is multiplied many times. Alhamdulillah ala dhalik. And the exciting news is, which Brother Faisal already gave, the 5th floor, and the goal is $300,000. So, and we also know why we are doing, there is definitely a need for it. As we can see, things are very tight. It's a big community, but small place. So we definitely need a better and bigger place. So it's easy for those who are the organizers. It makes a lot easier for them and for the family that they are coming with the kids. So everyone is welcome. So it makes a lot easier for everyone when we have a bigger space. And alhamdulillah, with my experience at least for these 2 and 3 years, that what I'm witnessing, mashallah, this community is always been there. Whenever there was a need, whenever there was a post, there was already things were taken care of right away. And that's a very good sign. That's a very healthy community sign that we have. And we thank Allah for that. The more we're going to be
free from these funds, the more funds we're gonna have, the easier it gets for those who are running or taking care of all of these matters, the shura. It's easy for them to have a quick and better progress. So it's very easy when we have all of those funds. And this is a positive thing that we should keep in our mind. This is the prediction our Prophet ﷺ gave, and he said that every Islam will enter into every house. بِعِزِّ عَزِيزٍ أو بِذِلِّ ذَلِيلٍ. Either people will accept or they will reject, but Islam will enter into everyone's house. So this is a positive thing that we are seeing, that Islam is growing. We have refugees, immigrants coming, converts, people coming towards Islam. So what is my contribution to this expansion? That's a question. And that is a positive thing. So sometimes we think, why is always about fundraising? Actually, it's a good thing that Islam is growing. And that's a prediction our Prophet ﷺ gave. The ayah that the kid we read, مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ أَمْوَالَهُمْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ كَمَثَلِ حَبَّةٍ. The example of giving in the for Allah's sake, it's like a seed you sow. It's like a seed you sow. What a beautiful example Allah gave. You eat this apple, you eat the whole thing, and what is left? Just 1%, 2% the seed. And you sow that, if you're smart enough, how much you will get? 100,000, even more in return. So this is the beauty. If we take care of that, we do it for the sake of Allah, not to show off, not bragging about it. That's why قول معروف ومغفرة خير من صدقة. So if we are doing it for the sake of Allah, this is the reward. When we leave this world, we will see that. So this is the opportunity, and this opportunity is for everyone. We need everyone's contribution. Just like we ate biryani, we need all of the ingredients for it. You cannot say, I don't want salt in it. Everyone's contribution is needed. And that's what makes this community great. It makes a second home for us, brings that spirit in it. So we want this community to grow, to increase, not decrease. And that is only possible with your help, بإذن جل وعلا. I will just end with this. جزاكم الله خير والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. تفضل يا شيخ.
We have going live, so you have to.
Oh, it's live?
You can stand in front of it.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's interesting, we're going live. My bald head is showing. I haven't seen it in a long time. I'm really bald. I'm going to Turkey. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحابته ومن والاه أما بعد. That was beautiful what we saw from the children. I'm sure if I was to ask the majority of you if they can count the months of Hijrah, they'll have a hard time. In fact, many Arabs these days have a hard time knowing the months of Hijrah. And just for our knowledge, when you say Rabi' al-Awwal, you say Rabi' al-Akhir. Jumad al-Awwal, Jumad al-Akhirah. Not Rabi' al-Thani. Because if you say Thani, that means there's Thalith. And there's Rabi'. So it's one of those common mistakes that people have. There used to be a woman at the time of the Rasul ﷺ, she used to clean the masjid. كانت تقوم المسجد. Then one day, during Fajr Salah, the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam noticed that the masjid was not as clean as usual. So he asked about her. And they said, Ya Rasulullah, she passed away last night. And we buried her. So he said to the Sahaba, why did you not wake me up? They said, Ya Rasulullah, we did not want to disturb your sleep. He wasn't happy about that. He said, show me her grave. He went to her grave and prayed for her. The Rasul ﷺ himself went to her grave and prayed for her. Why? Because she was cleaning the masjid. Her cleaning earned her the Rasul ﷺ's prayer. Now imagine if it was building a masjid or establishing a masjid. What do you think the Rasul ﷺ would do then? Building a masjid is Allah's work. Before you and I ever existed, Allah Ta'ala already prepared for us a home. Our Shaykh said, second home. I probably will revise that and he'll agree. This is our first home. Where you live is your house, but this is your home. إن أول بيت وضع للناس الذي ببكة مباركا وهدى للعالمين. The first home, the first building that was built for people to consider home for all humanity is the one in Mecca. This is home. Where your family is your house. There you get to sleep. Here you get to live. Right? Because here is where if you hear the da'wah, you come alive. استجيبوا لله وللرسول إذا دعاكم لما يحييكم. A answer to Allah and His Prophet if they are to call you to something that brings life to you. The masjid brings life to us. It breathes into our soul. It allows us to stand together and forget all the animosities that might exist. It allows us to forget the pain and agonies that is thrown at us from all the work that we faced in life. It allows us to stand in calmness, in high spirit, knowing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is communicating with us. Because when I say, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Allah Ta'ala talks to me. And He said, Hamadani Abdi, my servant has praised me, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, as you know the hadith. So Allah Ta'ala is talking to me. This is where the angels also attend with me. So there is a unification between beings that are perfect in the imperfection that we are all about. Because the angels stand with us. They attend. That's why Allah Ta'ala mentioned in the Quran Kareem that Salat al-Fajr, He said, كَانَ مَشْهُودًا. وَقُرْآنَ الْفَجْرِ إِنَّ قُرْآنَ الْفَجْرِ كَانَ مَشْهُودًا. There's attendance to it. Who's attending the Salah? Who's attending the Quran while you're at the masjid? The angels do. The angels do. That's some of the ulama even said when you say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, you're giving salam to the angels too. So the masjid brings us together with beings that they do not disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The masjid is also a place where the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam made into a community. You know, during the life of the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, there was not a state building. The masjid was the state. In his masjid, he gave the lectures. In his masjid, He consoled the people in their worries in the masjid. He married couples together in the masjid. He called to this deed. He even imprisoned some people in the masjid. That was a masjid. It was a society. When it was being built in Medina, he was carrying rocks on his shoulders just like everyone else. And he would hear them chant, نَحْنُ الَّذِينَ بَايَعُوا مُحَمَّدًا عَلَى الْجِهَادِ مَا بَقِينَ أَبَدًا. They would chant while they're in the masjid. This masjid is the identity of who we are. You heard the Imam said that the hadith that this deen will reach every house that is made of hay or clay. He cannot reach that far without a masjid. In fact, the troops that used to go out, they would wait at the time of adhan. If they hear adhan, they pass by that village. If they don't hear the adhan, they request the people there to be introduced to Islam. And they would build masajids everywhere, everywhere. I was just talking to a brother from Bangladesh. He said one of the most beautiful things about Bangladesh is every corner there's a masjid. The most populated masajids in the world, in a small area. How beautiful that is to be known that there's a masjid everywhere. I'd rather have that badge than any other badge in the world. You see what I'm saying? So what you're doing is creating history. What you're doing is reviving history. You're doing both. You're reviving Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's work, and you're creating a future that he predicted, as the Sheikh have said. And you know who builds masajids? I want you to hear this. You know who builds masajids? The best of people. Not anyone is able to establish a masjid. Wallahi, not everyone is capable of doing that, even if they have the money. Because Allah Ta'ala has to give permission for it. في بيوت أذن الله. In homes that Allah gave permission for it to be built. في بيوت أذن الله أن ترفع ويذكر فيها اسمه يسبح له فيها بالغدو والآصال رجال لا تلهيهم تجارة ولا بيع عن ذكر الله وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة يخافون يوما تتقلب فيه القلوب والأبصار. It's men and women. No trade, no dunya distracts them from establishing a masjid. They love the message so much that they have in their hearts no fear for anything else or anyone else. It's a unique individual, it's a special individual. Like Ibrahim alayhi salam and his son building the Kaaba, rebuilding the Kaaba. It's like Dawood and his son building Al-Aqsa. It's like the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions building the Masjid al-Nabawi and Masjid Quba. It's like you building Andover Islamic Center. And you already have been helped by outside help. I was told that a brother from my city, from Detroit, from Michigan, I grew up in Michigan, so I'm a scammer, already helped you with 10% and gave you already $32,000. Takbir. So see, there's already somebody that probably might never pray here, already started you with 10%. I'm wondering if one of you can match someone that might not even get the chance to pray while you get to pray here every day. Is there someone, inshallah, that wants to match our brother from Michigan with 10%? With 32,000. There it is over there. Takbir. Is that your son right there? That's your son? Yes. I asked this one too. I asked Allah by His names and attributes that you live long enough to see your grandchildren, and then you would be able to teach your grandchildren the Quran and can even spoil them to death until they get upset. Can we have a third one, inshallah? Can we have one more? In Allah witrun yuhibbul witr. Allah Ta'ala is one and He loves odd numbers. There it is over there, mashallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have your wife always listen to you, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. Do we have a fourth? Do we have a fourth? Let's see if we can get 4 or 5 of us, inshallah, with $32,000. Barakallah feekum, inshallah. This place can be yours. It's just a beginning. Like our brother has said, Brother Faisal, he said, maybe we start with the 5th floor, and then the 3rd and the 4th come by too, and then you end up owning the whole building, inshallah. You establish something, a legacy. See, it is all about a legacy. When your grandchildren come and make dua, it reaches you. When they pray, you get hasanats for their prayer too. Do we have a fourth, inshallah, with 10%? $32,000. Barakallah feekum, inshallah. Do we have, inshallah, one more? Allah yajikum al-khair. By the way, no wealth decreases because you give sadaqah. It's impossible. How many of us believe in what the Rasul ﷺ says? Raise your hand. Does anyone have a little doubt? Even a little bit. No one has even a little bit of doubt, right? Because وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ. Allah Ta'ala Rasul ﷺ doesn't speak from himself. إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ. It's a revelation, right? And he said, مَا نَقَصَ مَالٌ مِّن صَدَقَةٍ. No wealth decreases because of sadaqah. It's an investment. Actually, you're giving it as a loan to Allah Ta'ala for Him to pay you back multiple times. مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يُقْرِضُ اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا. So you're giving qarda hasana to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not to AIC, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So who's number 4, inshallah? And says, I believe in what the Rasul said. There it is over there. Takbir. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. I really never hate to stop on even numbers because it's not the sunnah, No, seriously, Aisha in the hadith al-Bukhari wa Muslim, she said that the Rasul sallallahu كان يحب الوتر في كل شيء كما يحب التيامن في كل شيء. He used to love to start things with his right side. When he used to put his clothes, he starts with the right side. When he takes them off, he takes them off with the left side. When he puts his shoes, he starts with the right foot. When he takes it off, he takes it off with the left foot. Everything is about right, and everything is about odd numbers. So who wants to be, inshallah, the complete? I promise you, I won't ask for number 6. Who wants to be number 5, inshallah? This kid always raises his hand. I just pray that the hearts of kids is in the hearts of the adults. Every time I go to a fundraiser, kids raise their hand. Kids raise their hand. It seems like they understand more than we do. You know why? Because they're still on the fiqh. Right? We have the shaitan playing on, no, I can't. Yes, I can. No, I can't. That makes me a Democrat. Yes, I can. So who's number 5, inshallah, with 10%? Last one. Kitabuhu misk. Kitabuhu misk. Who's number 5? Barakallah feekum, inshallah. Allah yajikum khair. Let's have one more so we can stop on 5. And may Allah Ta'ala fulfill the pillars of Islam for you. And by the way, if you want, you can donate on behalf of your parents that have passed. And the reward will get to them as it gets to you, inshallah. Who wants to do the sadaqah jariyah? It's called the sadaqah jariyah, means its reward never ends. It will continue until the day of judgment. Who's number 5? Who's number 5? Going once? Barakallah feekum, inshallah. Barakallah feekum. I know somebody can do this, inshallah. Who's number 5? Yes, you can, inshallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you and your children, inshallah. Do you know that the sadaqah, Rasul sallallahu says, in the sadaqah taqi masari'a as-su. A sadaqah shields you from calamities. You saw the world, how chaotic it became last few years. Sadaqah protects you. And while everybody is sweating on the day of judgment, you're chilling. Because the Rasul sallallahu said, وَالْمَرْءُ تَحْتَ ظِلِّ صَدَقَتِهِ. So last call. Who wants to give 10%, inshallah? Who wants to give 10%? All right, no problem, inshallah. Let me give you a little discount, inshallah. Let me give you a little discount. Let's have, how many gates are there in Jannah? I want to ask, how many gates are there in Jannah? 8. Oh, 8. In a few years, you can fire him. And then you can be the imam. Would you like that? There's 8 gates of Jannah. 8 gates of Jannah. Now there's one Sahabi, he's able to go through all the gates. You know who that Sahabi is? He's not a Sahabi, Habibi. I mean, he is our companion, inshallah, in Jannah. But who's that Sahabi? Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. May Allah Ta'ala open the gates, all gates of Jannah for you, inshallah. Who wants to give, inshallah, 8% of the message? You can claim that 8% for you and your family as a legacy, inshallah. That's about 22,000. Huh? Let's just say, 8%. You do the math. I have a cheat sheet that I used to cheat when I used to be in school. $24,000. So who wants to give, inshallah, 8%? Barakallah fikum, inshallah. For the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. $24,000. No, I'll take that $4,000 off your shoulder. $20,000. Who wants to give $20,000 for the house of Allah ta'ala? لبيت من بيوت الله. بيت من بيوت الله. إنما يعمر مساجد الله. إنما يعمر مساجد الله. Only those who are allowed to build the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those who have faith. Who have faith. Show your faith today, inshallah ta'ala. Show your faith today. Can I have one brother, inshallah, or sister to give $20,000, inshallah? By the way, sister, I want to give you a fatwa. You're allowed to donate too. It's halal, wallahi. Allah Ta'ala said, وَالْمُتَصَدِّقِينَ وَالْمُتَصَدِّقَاتِ. In fact, he started with the women. He said, وَالْمُتَصَدِّقِينَ وَالْمُتَصَدِّقَاتِ. He gave khutbah just for the women at the Eid to donate. And I'll give you another fatwa. You can donate from your husband's checkbook. Yes. العلماء قالوا يجوز للمرأة أن تمسك من مال زوجها بالمعروف. A woman's allowed to donate from her husband's wealth as long as she's balanced. I mean, she doesn't, clean him out. Do we have a 20,000, inshallah? Going once? Going twice? Take, inshallah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Can we have, inshallah, $15,000? $15,000 would be how many percentage of that? About 5%. You get 5% of the message, inshallah. Every child that reads Quran, you get a reward. Every letter that they learn, as you heard, you get a reward. You're saving a future, a community, saving and creating a history. Do we have one, inshallah? A $15,000, inshallah. Can I just have one brother? You wanted to give 10? Make it 15. You were thinking of giving 10? Make it 15, inshallah. Who, inshallah? Do we have? Khair, inshallah. I want at least 5 of us with $10,000. $10,000 for the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not much. We have one over here, the handsome young man right here. No, actually, you're young. Yeah, you're young. Do you know that the energy with old folks surpasses the energy with young ones in heart? Yeah, we wake up at 6 a.m. My kids wake up at 12 p.m. I tell my son, Habibi, half of the day is over. I said, Baba, the day just started. Who's the next 10,000, inshallah? Who's number 2? You know, there's an angel this morning. You know what he was doing this morning? That angel was saying, Allahumma a'ti munfiqan khalafa. Oh Allah, give those who give reimbursement. There's another one over there, mashallah. Takbir. Takbir. Who's number 3, inshallah? وَالثَّلَاثَةُ رَكْبٍ. The Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said that ثَلَاثَةُ رَكْبٍ, they're a company, 3 is a company. Who wants to be number 3, inshallah? Barakallah fikum. There's 3 over there, mashallah. Takbir. And who's number 4, inshallah? You know, Abdullah ibn Umar, he goes into the masjid on Friday and he sees 3 people before him. And he felt saddened that he wasn't the first to go into the masjid. But then he said, وَمَا رَابِعُ رَفَعَةٍ بِبَعِيدٍ. 4th is not too far off. So who wants to be number 4, inshallah? Who wants to be number 4? May you be resurrected مع الخلفاء الأربعة, with the 4 khulafas, inshallah. Who's number 4 with $10,000, inshallah? Who's number 4 with $10,000? There was a brother upstairs earlier who committed to $10,000. He's not here. He had to go. He committed to $10,000, and ironically, his son came, his son Zayan, and he said, Sheikh, I want to donate my savings. And his son donated his savings. His father gave 10,000 and his son gave his savings. So that's 4. Who's number 5 for $10,000? Who's number 5? There's 5 over there, mashallah. Even though I can't see your smile, but it seems like you have a beautiful smile, inshallah. There you go, alhamdulillah. Who's number 6, inshallah? Al-Kana is al-Iman Sitta. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fulfill all the pillars of Iman for you, inshallah. Who's number 6? Who's number 6, inshallah? With $10,000, inshallah. Barakallah feek. Allahumma yassir ya Rabbal Alameen. Qulu ameen. Say ameen, inshallah. See, we're already 35.8%. We're already 35.8%. Who wants to give another $10,000, inshallah? You have a deadline, May the 17th. You definitely want to get to that deadline, inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're owning a history, you're owning a place that you can come Yawm al-Qiyamah and say, oh Allah, I established a masjid and you promised me, you promised that if anyone was to build a masjid for Allah ta'ala, even if it's just the size of a small little hole or cat, you will build a mansion for them. I want my mansion. And listen to me. Do you think Allah Ta'ala will build a mansion for you and then you don't go in? Obviously not. Do you get that? Allah Ta'ala doesn't do anything carelessly. He's not going to build a house, a place for you in Jannah, and then He's going to deprive you from going in. You want a guarantee to go into Jannah, then allow Him to let you donate for His house. So who wants to be number 6 with $10,000, inshallah? We have Takbir. Takbir. All right, who's number 7, inshallah? Who's number 7? You know there's 7 heavens, right? Every day at Asr, your good deeds rise through the 7 heavens. May Allah Ta'ala allow your hasanats always to rise and not be blocked. Who's number 7, inshallah? Who's number 7 with $10,000? And the families, you know, sometimes I'm only able to pay $5,000. But I have families and friends that I know that I can collect to make it 10. وَالدَّالُ عَلَى الْخَيْرِ كَفَاعِلِهِ. And by me doing that, I get equal rewards as the one that donated with me, inshallah. So who wants to commit to $10,000, inshallah? Who's number 7, inshallah? Give me one more, so we can stop on an odd number, inshallah. Who's number 7 with 10,000, inshallah? Barakallah feekum. Allahumma yassir. I ask Allah by His names and attributes that He allows you to pray 2 rak'ats in Masjid al-Aqsa, inshallah. وهو تحت ظل الإسلام. Who's number 10, inshallah? I mean, number 7 with 10,000. Barakallah feekum. Going once? Going twice? All right, inshallah. Let's go, inshallah, with $5,000, and I want one of the sisters to raise her hand. Do we have a sister with $5,000, inshallah? So we can open the door. We want our sisters to have a name. In fact, the masjid in the United States, MashaAllah, barakallah fiki, takbir. You know, in the United States, in particular, the masjid is more crucial for our sisters and brothers and children than it is for our adult men. Because that's where they find themselves free to grow. Who's the second $5,000, inshallah? Who's our next 5,000? I need 2 brothers, inshallah, to match the sister's 5,000. I need 2 brothers to match the sister's 5,000. Who's our first brother, inshallah, with $5,000? Who's our first brother, inshallah, with 5,000? There it is over there, mashallah. Takbir. Who's the second brother? Who's the second brother? We got one over here, 5,000. Takbir. All right, can I have another sister with 5,000 so I can get 2 brothers, inshallah? We got one more. That's 4, inshallah. Who's number 5? Who's number 5, inshallah? 5 for 5. 5 for 5,000, inshallah. Do we have a sister? We have a sister, inshallah? Is there a sister that wants to donate on behalf of her family, on behalf of your children, that you see them successful, inshallah? In Hufaz Quran Kareem, in Min al-Musallin, Min al-Barreen, those who pray, those who respect and love their parents, inshallah ta'ala. Who's the next $5,000, inshallah? Can I have another 5,000? I need one so we can have 5. Listen to me. There's always two voices in our ear when it comes to donation. One that says, do it, and the other one says, you have too many things in line that you can't. That is the voice of shaitan. Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran Al-Kareem, الشيطان يعدكم الفقر ويأمركم بالفحشاء. The second voice is Allah Ta'ala's voice. والله يعدكم مغفرة منه وفضلا والله واسع عليم. A shaitan brings the concerns of poverty to you. And with poverty, he said, fahsha. It's almost like an immorality that you don't pay, immoral act. While Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promises you forgiveness and abundance. Who's the next $5,000 to take that promise of Allah ta'ala of forgiveness and abundance? Who's that $5,000, inshallah? Barakallah feekum, inshallah. Give me one more. I need just one more, inshallah, so we can have five. Who's that next one, inshallah? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and cure your illness and the illness of those who you love. In the hadith of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, Dawu mardakum biwat bis-sadaqat. This hadith sahih. He said, cure your ill with sadaqah. Cure your ill with sadaqah. In fact, subhanallah, when people used to come to get audience with the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah Ta'ala told them before they seek audience that they are to give sadaqah. And we're about to do Isha to ask for audience with Allah Ta'ala. Bring that sadaqah before that, inshallah Ta'ala. So who's that last 5,000? Last call? Going once, going twice? Like, give me two brothers for 2,500 and I'll consider it that 5,000. Who's the first 2,500, inshallah? Who's the first 2,500? Give me two brothers with 2,500 for the masjid, for the house of Allah Ta'ala, and that would be 5,000. Who's that first one? Sisters? Do we have a sister with 2,500? You know? No? Okay. Do we have? All right, let's see if we can get at least 20 of us with $1,000. Who's the first 1,000? Let's do this quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have I seen you before? You look familiar, right?
Your brother.
Do I look familiar to you? No. Who's number 5 with $1,000? Who's number 5? Barakallah feekum. Sister, do we have a sister with $1,000? Jazakumullah khair. Claim this home for you and your family. Who's the next 1,000, inshallah? Who's the next 1,000? All right, I'm going to ask you a question. If you answer it, you don't have to pay. But if you don't know the answer, then you got to pay $1,000. Who is the youngest imam that was appointed to his people during the time of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam? And what was his age? This is in Sahih al-Bukhari. The youngest imam. He was, in some narration, 7 years old. In some 8 years old. So let's just take the higher number, 8 years old. He was appointed the imam of his people during the life of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Does anyone know who that imam is? Huh? No, it's not Zayd. Does anyone know who that imam is? All right, yes, you know? No, it's not. This is not Abbas. All right, give me $1,000. I'll give you the answer. Donate $1,000. I'll give you an answer. It's a beautiful trivia you use with your children to encourage them that they can be imams at the age of 7 and 8 years old. Do you have $1,000, inshallah? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, cleanse your heart. See, with sadaqah also, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was told in the Quran Kareem to take from people sadaqah so he could purify their hearts. خُذْ مِنْ أَمْوَالِهِمْ صَدَقَةً تُطَهِّرُهُمْ وَتُزَكِّيهِمْ. What tazkiyah is growth. Okay, so you're purifying them and you're growing their wealth, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala purify your soul. Do we have 1,000, inshallah? There it is over there in the back. MashaAllah. His name was Amr ibn Salima. Amr ibn Salima, he was 7 or 8 years old. And he was reading his salah. In fact, when he did sujood, his clothes were short. So one of the sisters in the back, he was exposed. So she said, why don't you cover your imam? Imagine the imam like that. So they bought him clothes, and he said that was the happiest day because he got new clothes. All right, I got another question for you. There was one of the Sahaba who was able to outrun a trained, tamed horse, barefooted, with no shoes. He raced his horse. This is also Sahih Bukhari. He raced his horse with no shoes and gave the jockey in the horse a head start of a spear's distance. And he caught up to the guy and slapped him in the back and beat him. You know, the reason why he raced him because that guy was showing off with his really nice trained horse. And the Rasul wasn't happy because he loves humbleness. So he said, Ya Rasulullah, give me permission to race him. He beat him, barefooted. He beat a horse. Give me $1,000 or give me the name. Come on, we're learning here. There's $1,000 over, or do you have the name? You're given $1,000. His name was Salamat ibn al-Aqwa. He is also the only Sahabi that gave bay'ah 3 times during bay'ah al-Ridwan. In the hadith, Rasul gave and said, give me your oath. The bay'ah. He gave it to him at the beginning. In the middle, he said, Ya Rasulullah. The Rasul turned to him and said, Ya Salama, give me a bay'ah. He said, yes, I already gave it to you. He said, give it to me again. He gave it to him again. And then at the end, Rasul asked him again. He said, Ya Salama, give me your bay'ah. He said, Ya Rasulullah, give it twice. He said, give it third. That's how crucial he was at that day. Salamat ibn al-Aqwa. MashaAllah. We have here some money to help build a masjid. Sorry, it's not much. Love Aisha. Actually, it's a lot. Because from a child, obviously, it's a $56 from a child. Sometimes $1 surpasses 1,000. And sadaqah shields you from hellfire. Sadaqah shields you from hellfire. All right, I have a question. There's one person, there's a man, he's not even buried on earth. He is buried in the heavens. If you don't know the name, give me $1,000. Who? It's not Isa. Isa's not dead. Yeah, but I said dead. Isa's still alive and he'll come down and then he'll die and get buried just like every one of us. But this, he's a prophet. He's actually buried in the heavens. Does anyone know that name? Idris alayhi salam. That doesn't mean I get the $1,000. Yes, Idris alayhi salam. He's actually lifted and he was buried in the heavens. Imagine that honor. Who wants to honor this question with $1,000, inshallah, even though we got the answer? MashaAllah, that really handsome guy right here. MashaAllah. But you are starting to do something here like me. I know. Let's go to Turkey together. So we got 170,896. MashaAllah. We're 57%. 57%. All right, let's see how we can get to $200,000 first. Let's see if we can get to $200,000 first. Can I get, inshallah, the first 10 with $500? Here's one. Who's number 2? There's 2. Who's number 3, inshallah? Who's number 3? Number 2 there. Who's number 3? 500 sisters? Sisters. I know the movie yesterday was really good. But can we get a $500, inshallah? $500, inshallah? Who else? Who else, inshallah? There's 500, mashallah. MashaAllah. هذا الشبل من ذاك الأسد. I don't know how to translate that. The cub is from that lion. Is that a good translation? Yes? Who's the next 500, inshallah? Who's the next 500? والذين آمنوا واتبعتهم ذريتهم بإيمان. Those who believe and then their families follow them with faith. What will happen? They will be united in Jannah. Reunited in Jannah. ألحقنا بهم ذريتهم وما ألتناهم من عملهم من شيء. So who's the next 500, inshallah? to be together with his family. There it is over there, mashallah, takbir. Who else, inshallah? Who else? Do you know Uthman ibn Affan, Rasul gave him a decree. He's the only one that has been given immunity from any questioning right there and then in his face. He's the only one that was pinpointed and told, whatever you do after this, it will not harm you. You know what he did? I want all the brothers that donated to listen to this hadith, this athar. You know what he did? Rasul was doing a fundraiser. And he asked people to donate. So Uthman gave 10 camels. 10 camels. When you're talking about 10 camels, it's like 10 Lamborghinis today. And then the Rasul continued asking for donation, and things kind of slowed down. Then Uthman raised his hand again, and he said, Ya Rasul, I want to give 10 more. And then Rasul continued, and things slowed down. Then he raised his hand again and said, Ya Rasul, I want to give 10 more. And he kept on doing that until it reached 100 camels. Rasul said after that, nothing can harm him after what he had done today. He not just doubled it, he 10 times did. So if you have donated, you can double dip. Wallahi, it's healthy. Only time it's not good if you're double dipping chicken nuggets. Then it's not healthy. So if someone already donated, you can donate again. Allah Ta'ala la yamallu hatta tamallu. Allah Ta'ala does not, get bored until you do. Does not turn away until you do. So who's next with $500? He said, I'd love to see someone already donated to donate again. MashaAllah, takbir. I'd love to see someone like Uthman ibn Affan who had donated to donate again. Who wants to donate again with $500, inshallah, to add to his, inshallah, balance sheet that he will find Yawm al-Qiyamah? Who wants to donate another $500? Barakallah feekum, inshallah. Allah yajikum khair. What we have is 178,596. Let's get that even number, inshallah. Who wants to give $2,000, inshallah, to get this set up? Who wants to donate? All right, let's do this. I want you, because I want to finish, so we can do Tarawih. I want you to talk to yourself only and say, truly, is this all I can do? Or did I just give what I wanted to do? There's a difference. If what you have given is what you wanted to give, then think again. Because Allah Ta'ala wants to see you donate all you can do. There's a difference between all you can do and what you wanted to do. Just ask yourself for 5 seconds. Allah Ta'ala يَعْلَمُ خَائِنَةَ الْأَعْيُنِ وَمَا تُخْفِي الصُّدُورِ. He knows what the eye hides and the secrecies in our hearts. So He knows that this is all you can do. If it's all you can do, may Allah bless you. If it is what you wanted to do, but you can do more, may Allah bless you, but inshallah you can do more. So, now that you have asked yourself, and you're honest with yourself, because you're the only one that can be honest with yourself, is there anyone that wants to give $500 more? Is there anyone that wants to give $500 more? Going once? Barakallah feekum. Going twice? Alhamdulillah. What is our whole tally, inshallah? All right, let's even that number with $404. $404 over there? Alhamdulillah. So we have $180,000. Takbir! Takbir! I am very confident that the $300,000 would be brought in Ramadan. How many times have we been told, take advantage of this day because it might not come again? And how many times we didn't believe it? In 2019, we believed it, right? Because the year before, we were telling people, you don't know what happens next Ramadan. You might not live long enough. Well, we lived long enough, but we weren't able to come into the masjid. We were doing Tarawih at home. Okay, those who were doing Tarawih at home. We were trying to figure out, why did I know my wife all this time? And she's over there like, what got me to marry this guy? Because we finally figured each other out after 34 years. I'm married 34 years. Finally figured out my wife was who she is. And she figured me out too. So we don't know what happens next year. You know, اغتنموا خمسا قبل خمس. Rasul said, take advantage of 5 before 5 things happen. And one of those things, he says, غناك قبل فقرك. Your well-being before your poverty comes, because you will lose money. وصحتك قبل مرضك. In your health before your illness. وحياتك قبل موتك. In your life before your death. You know, these things, they're imminent. They will happen. So take advantage before things turn the other way around. Everybody,
Donate my earrings.
you want to donate your what?
My earrings.
Her earrings. Takbir. MashaAllah. She reminds us that when the Rasul ﷺ gave the khutbah to the sisters to donate, and with him Abu Hurairah, he had a sack, and all the sisters were taking all their jewelry off their bodies and putting it in the sack. And she's donating her earrings. Now, I don't really want her to take off her earrings. I want her to keep those earrings in her ear because she looks beautiful with them. Is there anyone that wants to donate $1,000 to honor her earrings? Huh? 25? 2,500? 3,500. Takbir! You see what he did? He honored you, honey. MashaAllah. You get to keep your earrings, inshallah. Now, I have this here. Did I have somebody come pick it up? Heavy. It has Surah Al-Ikhlas, Surah Al-Kafirun, Surah Al-Mu'awwadatayn. قل يا أيها الكافرون قل هو الله أحد قل أعوذ بالفلق قل أعوذ بالناس. The last 4 surahs of the Quran al-Kareem. These surahs, by the way, these 3 surahs, they protect you from magic. And magic is real. And from the evil eye. And that is real too. السحر الحق. In this surah, قل يا أيها الكافرون, is a declaration that we will never compromise in our faith. What people have of their faith is theirs to own, and our faith is ours to keep. Who wants, inshallah, to take this? And we'll start with, I don't know, I'm not good in sales. Even though I'm Yemeni, but man, my dad did 500? We'll start with $500, inshallah. Yemenis usually are good in trade. There's the 500. Who wants to give 550? 550 there. Who wants to give 600? 600 here. 650? 650. 700. He already raised his hand behind you. 700. 700. Who wants to give 700 for this? You know, at the end of the day, you get something to take home, and it's still a sadaqah. All right? $700. Who wants to give 700? 700 over there. 750. 750. 750. 750 going once. 750 going twice. So, there it is. 750 over there. Plus, you can keep it yourself. Because someone already bought it for you. Yeah, but he already bought it for you. So he wants you to keep it. Unbelievable. All right, 800. We got 750. Who wants to take this for $800? Because he paid 750. Who wants to take $800? $800, inshallah. 800 over there, mashallah. Takbir. 850. 850. 850 going once. 850 going twice. 750. Oh, 850 right there, mashallah. All right, we got 850 here. Who wants to give 900? It looks like you really want it. Huh? Who wants to give 900 for this? 900, 900. How they do it in Autism? You never really understand what they're saying. 900, inshallah. 900. 900 going once. 900 going twice. All right, 850. So over there and over here. Mashallah. Takbir. Chest. I'm going to meet you again. Oh, it's the same thing, but a different color. Oh, this is sold. Okay. That one, you get this one with the golden letters. Okay. The same thing, but in silver. The same thing in silver. So you're still in the game. The gold is gone. The silver is here. We'll start with $500 with that silver one, inshallah. The same song, same design. 500, 550. Who wants to get 550, inshallah? Who wants to get 550? Shit, they haven't seen it. Let's read it. They think it's less just because it's silver. It has diamonds in it too. Well, it's not diamonds, but it's, glass like diamonds. There you go, see? MashaAllah. Okay. It's heavy, MashaAllah. Who wants to get 550 for this? 550. 550 over there, MashaAllah. 600. 600 over there, MashaAllah. 650. 650. 650. I got 650 over there, MashaAllah. Who wants to give 700 inshallah? 700. It's still a sadaqah, by the way. It's charity, but you get a bonus taken home. A history. Your children will say, my dad bought this when they were establishing AIC. When they were buying the second place. There it is over there, mashallah. What was that number? 750, okay. $800. Who wants to give 800 inshallah? 800, going once. 800, going twice. All right, sold for the brother over here, 750. That's heavy. Like equal say, barakallah feekum, inshallah. We have 189,996. Let's get it to 200,000. We got $10,000 left. It's feasible, right? It is. Let's get it to 10,000. Can we have 20 brothers for $500 to get it to 10,000 and I will stop? Who's the first 500, inshallah? There's one. Who's number 2, inshallah? MashaAllah, and I have one of the young men give me $100 cash. So there's a 500 over there. Who's the second 500, inshallah? Let's just get to 200,000. We're almost there. Let's get to 200,000. Who's the next 500, inshallah? A marathon, and you guys Boston, Boston Marathon. If you run 26 miles, 25.9 miles out of the 26, and you stop, you're tired, you're exhausted, you never recover. You cross the line, all the pain goes away, and only the joy is felt, right? That's why you see people, they're collapsing, they crawl to the finish line. They crawl, because they don't want to stop before they get to the finish line. So let's just get to, inshallah, 200,000. Anyone with another 500? That you collect from friends and family, from people that you know that didn't show up here, that are from other areas. Your first donor is from Michigan, so maybe you can help from other areas to collect, inshallah. Who wants to commit to collect, not pay, to collect $500? Who wants to commit? Yes, please. Oh, mashallah. We have a few. We have a lot of money from one of the girls. $10 over there, mashallah. Takbir. Do you have another 500, inshallah? All right, jazakumullah khair. I don't want to take the whole night. I can see that some of you are starting to get tired. Let's get to our salats. And I'm sure before the night of the 27th, we're already 192,346. You guys keep on encouraging me, 64%. Huh? I know we can reach it. We just need somebody that says, don't stop. 1,000 over there. MashaAllah. Takbir. So that's 193. We have another. The last one. Huh? 500 over here. MashaAllah. Takbir. Double dipping. MashaAllah. Who else? I'm not going to ask you for a number. You give whatever number you're comfortable with. I have a check here with $5,000. Takbir. Who else? I will not ask you for a number. You just raise your hand and say, I want to give this amount. Let's see. Let's get to $200,000, inshallah. We're about $6,000 short. Barakallah fikum. Oh, we're 198,696. So we're $1,304. 1,000 over here, the young handsome man over there. Takbir! All right, we have $304. Shuyukh usually don't know math until you buy. because then they distribute your inheritance. Now then they know the fractions. Before that, they don't learn math. So we have $304 to get to 200,000. Actually, we have $564. 500 here, mashallah, takbir. We got our 200,000. Takbir! Takbir! May Allah bless all of you, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. That's a good crowd right there. Make dua, inshallah. شغل الميكروفون. Here you.
جزاكم الله خير. بارك الله فيكم. Allah bless all of you. Reward all of you, your family, and all of those that are connected to you. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Kareem, those who gave in this blessed night and those who did not give, may Allah bless all of them. May Allah bless their family. May Allah fulfill all of their needs, whatever they have in their hearts, whatever their obstacles they might have, could be their school, their job, the university, the college, or the business, or family issues, whatever needs, may Allah fulfill all of their needs. Allah knows what is in their heart by their names, and Allah knows all of the problems. May Allah solve all of the problems. جزاكم الله خير. وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين برحمته. السلام.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله